This is Krista from Simply Breathe Now, and this is my second Plan With Me video. This one is for July. So I'll just start out by going through my June in my own journal and what I've done, and then we will move into July. I am actually almost done the journal I am in. There's not enough pages to go into July, so I'm also starting a brand new Loistrum. So that's going to be fun as well. So we'll get right into it. This is the cover that I made following the tutorial from My Life is in a Bullet. I'll link her below. Very, very clear video and really easy to follow. So, and it's just made with pleather. And in my journal, I have at the beginning, I have my own perpetual calendar that I have for sale on Etsy, that if you would like, and it just has the months of the year in it, and then it also has at the end some blank pages as well as when was the last time, and there's a quote and a year at a glance in that. And next I have just an insert from the Goulet pens. I will link them below, which I wanted to have as kind of my collections at the beginning so that I didn't have to keep moving my collections into my Loistrum. It's kind of been working, kind of not been working. I haven't really filled in quite a lot of stuff, but I do have some of the things in there. And then we move into my Loistrum, and we will go straight to the beginning of June. So this is June. So I've done my memories pages, and I have just a little bit of space for the next couple of days. Tomorrow's the last day of school for my kids. We get the keys to our house tomorrow. It's a big month, so hopefully I can fit everything in that little bit. Then my monthly lunar intention following Lunar Abundance with Ezzy Spencer. I will link her information below, and I also offer this spread on Etsy. So it always starts with the new moon, which is generally halfway through the month. It doesn't start at the beginning. So if you watched my last Plan With Me, I didn't actually draw this in at the time. I did when it was time to set up the intention, which was the 13th of June. And so that's my intention setting. This month I tried a whole bunch of different Zentangles, thinking that it would look really neat, but I've had a really tough month, to be honest. So I've had a lot of things missing, and it has not turned out the way that I like, so I won't be doing that again. But I do love having the Feeding My Soul here at the end instead of my sleep tracker, so I'm going to keep that for next month. Then I have my gratitude log, which I am loving the circle. This is the second month I've done it. I made it a little bit bigger this time, so I'm going to do it bigger as well again. And I'm on the 27th here, so I feel like I'm not going to get really tiny like I did last month. So I might actually even draw a little bit of a mandala or something in the middle there. I'll have to see if I have time. Then my mood tracker. I loved doing this mood tracker. It turned out so exciting. As you can see, I've had a lot of stressful and sad days. Life is life. I've also had some productive days, and I have had 2 joyous days, which is so great. So I'm really loving how this has turned out. Because next month is going to be so busy, I'm not going to do a Zentangle. It does take a little bit longer than my regular mood mandalas that I have done. So I'm gonna come away for July from the Zentangle, but I'll be back. But it did turn out so exciting, and I love it. Then the June calendar doesn't look really big and busy, but it was. And I liked having my sleep tracker at the end of June because I don't really use this space very often, so I'm going to keep that there. Then Simply Breathe Now. I'm still working on this. I'm going to keep it for 1 more month and give it a try. I like having the calendar, but I don't feel like I necessarily use it as much as I should. This is kind of working at the same time, but not as well as I want to. So I need 1 more month, I think, with this to kind of figure out how I'm going to change it. I am really enjoying projects and goals in this format, just picking 4 big things and then doing a time bar and watching it grow as the month happens. And that's from Boho Berry. I think she's about 2 or 3 months ago now. She did it when she was starting out her digital planning. So if you find any of her digital planning video, if I can find it, I'll link it below. Otherwise, it's in her first digital planning, one of her first ones. And then my brain, really simple, and I did not dump on as much as I normally do on my brain. Usually this is so full and I can't fit everything in. yeah, it's just been busy. And then my essential oil challenge, if you're following me over on Simply Breathe in Life on Instagram and Facebook, I've been kind of doing some posts on the different essential oils that I'm doing in my challenge for the month. Today is the 27th, so it's massage into arches, the diges of your feet to help with digestion and healthy gut. So that's what I'll be doing today. The kids are loving it. If you are following me along, you'll know that my 2-year-old the other day asked if he could have some lavender on a bite as he was off to sleep, which was really, really cute. Then this was my June plan. I'm gonna do a new one of these for the summer because with kids home and everything, things are changing. Plus we are getting our new house and we're gonna be renovating that. So there'll be lots of running back and forth to the new house. Lots going on. And then we just get into some weeklies. So this is the first week. We had our Proper Hill picnic, 130th school picnic. It is a huge tradition in our community and I absolutely love going to that. So another weekly and then another weekly. Teacher's gifts. I have a blank page here. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm just going to doodle or I did have another idea for this and now it's gone out of my head. And I'm getting there on teacher's gifts. This is really plain because I am at the all function, no aesthetics at the moment. And then we are now on this week. I changed the layout out a bit this week. Instead of doing it kind of with 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom and 2 spaces, I tried 4 on this page and 2 on this page. Already this is throwing me off. I think if I did this again, I would have to do the 4 on the top and then the 2 here because I keep going here thinking this is my Wednesday. My Wednesday's down here. But that's just me getting used to the new layout. I'm not sure if I like it in one big box. I'll have to see what I do next week. And then my June review. And then that's it for June. And then this is page 219 and I have until we'll say page 245, which is not enough pages to do all of July. So I'm going to be moving into a new Lloydstrom. I am going to use these pages. I've just started and I'll give you a bit of a glimpse of my summer planning. The kids in Canada, we finish school tomorrow, so I'm getting ready for that kind of stuff. I've done my summer bucket list and I have some planning ideas, some lists, which I'll share in another video for you about summer planning. I know if you're in the States, you've already been in summer for 2 weeks to possibly even already a month. I have a little bit of a wonky summer written there. So that's what I'm going to be doing in those pages so that I don't really leave them blank or waste them. And so that's the end of June. So I'm going to move into my new Lloydstrom and I'll just grab that over here. Whoops, sorry, just bumped the camera. Okay, so this one's just a light blue one, same as before. So when you get a new Lloydstrom, what they recommend is that you kind of open it up a little bit. You at the front and you kind of smooth the spine. Then you go to the back and do a few pages, and then you do a few more. Sorry, I'm moving the table like crazy. So you're getting a wobbly picture. I'm gonna have to stop doing that. All right. And then I've already done this, so this is kind of its second time through. I just don't want to move the camera for you. There we go. Okay, so I'll show you. There's the index, so I will fill that out. I am not doing a lot in the front of this book because I do have my collections book in the Goulet insert that if I want anything in there. And I kind of stick to the same key, so I don't really put a key in every journal. I have my color coding in my key in 2 bullet journals ago, and I'm kind of happy in that. I should mention that I got quite a few months out of that Lloydstrom. I started that in January, and I went all the way to June, which is the most I've got in one of these Lloydstroms ever, and I have a feeling it's because I've moved my collections out. I am going to do my level 10 for July because I did last time I did level 10 was when I moved into that one in January, so I'm kind of, it's definitely due to do a reflection. I also have been doing 18 goals for 2018 every quarter, and July is the start of the next quarter, so I feel like I'm halfway through the year. It's a good time to do a level 10, and it's also where I'm going to do, it's a new quarter, so I'm going to add, that says gods, it should say goals, third quarter goals. There we go. Extra line. So I'm going to do that there, and then I'm going to do a summer schedule similar to the one I did for June, where I'm going to kind of figure out blocks of time, because I find doing the blocks of time I don't get as stressed out, because I know this time I have time set aside in the week for everything that I need to do, because I have so many hats on. So I really, really liked blocking it, and I'm going to do that again now that the kids are home. And then we're going to get right into drawing. So I'm going to put some music on and we will get right to it. Okay, so that's everything. So I'll just walk you through what I drew. So I'm still gonna do my 2 or 3 front little pages. And then I did my memories page. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do on here yet. I haven't really decided, but I'm sure something will come up. My monthly intention I will do when I need to set up for the new moon, which is roughly the middle of the month. And this time I'm gonna try and use a whole spread, and I have a new idea for this, so I'm really excited for that to come. So my habit tracker, and I have my feeding my soul. Lots more room over here this time, so that's really good. Then we have the gratitude, which is in a circle, and then things got really wonky. Couldn't spell mandala, having troubles with my protractor here, or my compass here and here, so everything was a little bit wonky, but pretty fun. I divide my lines for every 22 degrees, so I find the 90, the 45, and then half of the 45. And that's how I do mine. I have a whole video on how to draw a mandala. If you want to check that out, I'll link it below so you can check that out if you want. And then I have my July calendar, and I have a little bit less sleep room than I did before. I think my last calendar I went right into the center fold, so that gave me a little bit of time here, so we'll see if I have enough space there. And I all of a sudden thought it might be August, but luckily enough I caught myself before I drew the word August in there, and I was having troubles with my counting as well. Every time I was going off to the side, I was counting from my last journal, if you're wondering. Normally I would just flip back ahead and I would count so you would see it on camera, but to bring it back and forth I thought would be too much. So every time I was going off camera, I was going on to count. And then from there I had set up my very simple Simply Breeze Now running to-do list and my weekly or monthly schedule. And this is the typical bullet journal monthly schedule. If you're interested why I'm doing it that way, I'm kind of trying it out the way that Ryder Carroll does, who is the person who created bullet journaling. So then my projects and goals list is ready. And then we have my brain, which I just got squeezed in and didn't really leave a big space there, but it still looks good. And again, my counting, I think I got wonky on my boxes. These boxes are usually a lot bigger than the rest of them, but not this massive. So next month we'll try to correct that. I'm sure that there'll be lots of space left here and I'll be cramming in other places. And I changed this box instead of school to peds, which is my other career that I do. I'm a pediatric physio, so just different things to go in there. And then I will start my first weekly. Because it is summer, I will probably have 2 different weeklies. I'll have a weekly that is specific for what I'm doing with the kids, and then I will have my regular weekly daily hybrid of all the things that I have to do outside of the kids that are around house, my different jobs and different works. So that's that. If you have any questions or any comments, please drop them below. And check out my Etsy shop if you're looking for any of the spreads. I do have instant downloadables now, so you can add them to your journal. If you have a specific download that you would like, a spread that you would like, send me a message and I will draw them. I have done a few specific ones for people, and I would gladly do one for you, because if you will like it, there's a chance that other people would like it too. I hope you have a great. Thanks for staying. Bye.